This was the 5th hour after Earth had vanished. Inside a glass container, a severed hand was making frantic gestures. An astronaut quickly grabbed a marker and handed it to the hand. Without hesitation, it scrawled a message on the table telling them to cut open the Russian astronaut's stomach.
What are you talking about, Arm?
Everyone felt that something was terribly wrong, but with Earth lost, they had no choice but to follow the hand's instructions. After making the incision, Jenna reached inside, and to everyone's shock, she pulled out the missing gyroscope. They hurriedly installed it back into the machine, and Ava immediately began scanning the nearby cosmos. As it turned out, Earth hadn't disappeared at all, it had simply reappeared on the other side of the solar system. Excitement surged through the crew. It meant they could finally go home. But what they didn't realize was that the Earth before them was not their original Earth. When Ava re-established communication, the space station received a critical news broadcast. A world war had been raging for nearly 2 years. Due to extreme resource shortages, nations had descended into an unprecedented conflict. But the most shocking revelation came next, a report that just days ago, the Cloverfield space station had crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. 6 astronauts were confirmed dead, while one had mysteriously disappeared. That missing astronaut was none other than Mina, the woman who had suddenly appeared on their station. As the crew struggled to make sense of this, the bespectacled man suddenly had a realization: they were no longer in their original timeline. Because of the particle collision experiment, the station had been transported into Mina's parallel universe. If they wanted to return to their Earth, they had to repair the Shepard accelerator and overload it to break apart the Higgs boson again. Only then could the accelerator pull them back to their reality. The astronauts immediately began working on the repairs. But as Jenna inspected the accelerator's cooling system, a sudden leak caused the condensed coolant to flood the chamber. By the time her teammates arrived, half the module was already submerged, and Jenna was trapped inside. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't force the door open. Then, as the internal and external pressure destabilized, the station's outer shell started to crack. The freezing temperatures instantly turned the coolant into solid ice. Jenna was frozen inside. The crew could only stand there, powerless, watching as the ice consumed her.